I'm going to admit it, this album is nothing like I expected. In a good way. Let's talk about Now I Hear. We got so much more to unpack. Hi there and welcome back to Japan, where we continue our track by track listen through to every single song on Seize the Fate and review them, which is what we're going to do now for the song Now I Hear. Was that enough of a word salad? Good, because I have had my brain scrambled by just how... I've just been impressed by the amount of variation on this album. There's been moments of creativity, moments of variation. Just overall, it's been a much more complete experience than I was kind of fearful that we were going to get. And as I always say, we're honest on this channel, as subjective as music is. I always give my honest opinion. And, you know, I had worries. There were songs by NEMOPHILA earlier in their career that just didn't work for me, and I was like concerned about where this was going to go. But this album has been really interesting. Yes, there are places that they can move forwards from it, but it's just been great so far. And that brings us on to the song Now I Hear. Very weird title. It's like Now I Hear, not Now I Am Here, or not Now I Hear, but Now I Hear. And it's a ballad. So where I've been talking throughout about just like how much the songs have been varying on this album, how they've gone a lot for like sort of taking the vibes of different decades, you know, 70s, 80s, 90s, early 2000s music, and picking various genres and kind of doing love letters to them, as well as some really interesting stuff like the song, still my favourite song on the album, N10 up at the beginning, that was really great. You know, this is an album that has had some really fascinating things going on. But they've done something which so many of their hard rock peers wouldn't do. And I don't just mean Waiting for You, which was like a pop punk song, or Style, which was like a new metal song. They've done a ballad. And I really think that it's good when you get bands who can do that kind of thing, can throw in a song that's just kind of got some love. It's more relaxed, it's chilled out, it's not so heavy. And especially considering, as I pointed out before, I think the singer from NEMOPHILA, she's got a beautiful voice. She's good at pushing it to doing the rocky stuff, but also when she sings more relaxed, you can hear it. She's just got a very distinct and powerful singing voice. And it comes across here. She suits this perfectly. The song is, it's not sort of on that level of catchy, distinct ballad melody that it's going to be like an all-time classic, but it's one where it's definitely fun to sing along to. It gets stuck into your head. It's got big held notes. This is one that, okay, it might not be an all-time classic ballad, or might not even be a single on the album in the final analysis, but it's going to be one that when they play it live at shows, it's going to just hit everyone. Everyone's going to sing along. I know you can't really take lighters into venues anymore, so there's not going to be much of that. But, you know, get your phone lights out or whatever the hell people do now. I'm such an old man. Do whatever you want to show that you're enjoying it. Sway your arms back and forth. It's going to be that kind of song. It's just infectiously lovely. Now, sound-wise, it does a lot of the things that you'd expect from a ballad, in that it's much more restrained in its playing style and the guitars are not so distorted. But I felt that we got to hear some of the feeling in the musicianship. Now, NEMOPHILA, we already know, we've heard them do rock songs where they're doing really crazy, aggressive stuff, really over-the-top guitar solos, double kick, drums, all this kind of thing. For me, it was nice hearing a song like this where instead of hearing how technically proficient they are, we more got to hear them play with a sense of feeling and some passion, and that lighter distortion allowed us to hear the guitar with a little bit more tangibility. You know, sort of that feeling when you can almost feel the strings, the hand against the strings, and or the pick, whatever. But the point is that it really felt much more like you got a personal vibe from it. And for me, that again allows it to have variation against the rest of the album, but it also gives it a feeling of being a quality item. Whereas the songs I pointed out before, Waiting for You, Style, Rock and Roll Is, Back into the Wild, felt like love letters to genres of music. This feels like a genuinely love letter. It feels very personal. There's something of a feeling of a song which was written with a lot of passion, but one that you can kind of, as with any good ballad, imprint upon. It's a sort of song where you can feel it, and if you want a song that sort of has a lot of feeling, if you're feeling like you need something deep and emotional, this feels like it could be that kind of song. It's not just a copy-paste ballad. It has a vibe of being quite personal that I think can only come through good musicianship, because yeah, you know, you got to hear it. You got to hear the feeling in the instruments, and it's here. So again, credit to NEMOPHILA on that. Now, in conclusion, I can kind of round it all up by saying, as pointed out, this is, like with a lot of the songs on the album, I've been really glad to be able to say this. It might not be one of the songs they're going to put forward as a single, and if they didn't, I wouldn't blame them at all. As I say, it's not the catchiest ballad ever. It's catchy enough, but maybe not worth them funding a single release and a music video. Let's see, maybe they will. But still, if it was just an album track and continues to be just an album track, then I'm kind of all for that, just because it, again, adds variation to the album. It again shows their ability to do something different. It is particularly elevated more than a lot of the songs on the album. This one's really elevated by being able to hear the musicianship, being able to hear them not just deliver a style, but deliver a feeling through this song. I thought it was a wonderful addition, and just, yeah, I feel like I'm saying the same thing on so many different songs in this album, but yeah, it's just adding to a portfolio of different things that they've achieved here, and it makes for a great album listen through. So Now I Hear, really would love to have that title explained. Great song, enjoyed it a lot. Let me know in the comments what you thought. Next song I'm going to be reviewing is Soaring, because I've already reviewed A Ray of Light and Adabana as singles. Please feel free to go and check those out now. And maybe by the time you watch this, my review of Soaring will also be out, but that's the next one I'm going to post. And that will be the end of our album listen through to Seize the Fate. So, this has been a great listen through, and considering how much I like Adabana, there's going to be, I hope that's a really good last track. So let me know what you think about this review in the comments. See you very soon on the Soaring review, and until then, for now, from here in Japan, ciao ciao.